Welcome back to another episode of the Hunt Fish Live podcast. It's mid-August. That means it's almost September, which means it's almost deer season. Trail cameras are going out, scouting has begun, and the fishing has been less than stellar. But we'll talk about that later. Let's get into it. The bait making side of things has gotten very interesting and very fun. I've got multiple colors. I've got greens. I got blues. I have chartreuse, pink. So I'm making or have the ability to make custom colored baits. Have a bunch of different glitter colors. I call them sprinkles or sparkles. Got that from my daughter. So that's fun. I have a TikTok account for my bait making business, Instagram for it, YouTube channel for it to share shorts, and maybe eventually some longer form videos. I also have a Facebook page for the business as well, but that doesn't quite get the attention as the TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube does. YouTube is probably the biggest viewership. TikTok is next, and then every now and then I can get a post to take off on Instagram, but it's all hard, right? Each of the social media platforms has a different time of day to post to that gets a lot of attention and gets pushed a lot. I've been learning on TikTok that for at least my content, between 9 o'clock at night and like 10:30 at night is the best time to post. And I figured out too that the actual videos, like short videos, get more attention than just a picture with music to it made into a short or a reel. For whatever reason, people like watching that stuff, and the platforms push that also. So it's been a little bit of a challenge, but I think I've posted on TikTok every day. Maybe I've missed a day here and there, but since I really started making baits, I've posted on TikTok, and I'm getting that. I have almost 300 followers on there now. So go ahead and follow me on TikTok. Dank Bait Co. I think it's dank.bait.co on there. But you can just search for Dank Bait Co. on any of the socials. But yeah, trying to grow my following on TikTok. I do have a store linked where you can buy my baits, but I would rather have you email me or send me a DM, and I can get you hooked up that way. So I do take PayPal and sometimes Venmo, but mostly PayPal. But yeah, thinking about getting a couple new molds. I've noticed a lot of hot baits lately on the market and in fishing videos, so I think I'm going to step into that realm. I'm also wanting to make panfish plastics for ice fishing this winter. Plastics have become a staple in everyone's tackle bag for the ice. A lot of people don't know you can use the ice fishing gear other times of the year too, but at least around here, plastics are a big thing. So I think I'm going to dabble into that realm come later this year and early next year. Yeah, it's exciting. People have been ordering baits for me. It's nuts. Like, I never would have thought I just got an order for 8 bags of baits the other day. So it's exciting. I make all the orders, or I make baits per order, so I have a few setting around in my stash that are ready to go, but for the most part, I have to make them uh, on an as ordered basis. Just keeping things fresh and getting customers what they want when they want it, and the best baits that I can get them. My motto is uh you think everyone would remember this, but I don't. My motto is quality baits with unbeatable results. My baits do catch fish, so check me out. Check my baits out. I meant pick some up, and you will not be disappointed. They catch fish, and they're a lot of fun to fish with. So head to my links in the in the description. I'll leave a comment too, so you can get to it there. But sorry for the cringy moment. There will be links down below, so check them out. But we've got some other exciting things happening this time of year as well. We are about a little over a month away from deer season starting here in Michigan and in Indiana where I hunt. They both open October 1st. It is a Wednesday this year, I believe. I'm not going to be able to get to hunt until the weekend, but things are getting exciting. We have trail cameras out, where we've had trail cameras out down in Indiana for, probably a month now. And, about a month. And we are getting pictures of bucks and does, fawns, everything. No coyotes this year so far, but we have got some monsters living on the farm down there. I'm not really good at guessing inches, but holy moly. These bucks will make you crap your pants. They're crap your pants big bucks. No, probably not that big, but they're pretty big. And I'm excited. I'm getting more and more pumped about deer season every day that I wake up. Just anticipating, there's a couple deer that I want to see in real life. There's a couple deer that everyone else wants to see in real life. So things are getting exciting. We have a new living arrangement when we're down there. We're not taking the camper this year. Our buddy Jeff, or my friend's dad, Jeff, my second dad, I call him my second dad. Anyway, he doesn't want to bring his camper down this year, or his wife doesn't want him to bring it down this year. They have it at a seasonal permanent campground up here, so it costs less to leave it there than it would to take it down there and bring it back and all that stuff. So we were unsure what we were gonna do for staying down there. We got offered to stay in the house where someone's living. There aren't a lot of rooms, and it would just be us laying on the floor and cots and air mattresses and stuff every weekend, and being in someone else's way and sharing a house with somebody else. We still have a bathroom. We always use there's a bathroom in the garage that we use. It has a shower and a sink and a toilet, everything that you need, everything that we need. So, it's been nice. We've had a lot of amenities that a lot of guys don't get when they go to hunting camp, but this year we have our own house on the same property. We're staying in the basement, but it's a full apartment in the basement. There's 2 bedrooms, a big living space, a big kitchen. So I'm excited to cook some food down there instead of always cooking on the Blackstone outside or on the grill, which isn't bad, but a kitchen is going to be nice. There's a washer and dryer in there. There's a sink. There's running water, toilet, shower, all that stuff. So we're pumped. And the chairs in the living room are powered chairs. They have motors in them, and you recline, everything with the touch of a button instead of, the handle on the side to crank it and all that stuff. So it's a very comfortable place, big TV. It's warm. There's a, furnace and all that stuff. So it's going to be nice. I'm excited. We stayed in there a few years before we brought the camper down and had our own space. So we're kind of used to it. But there's more of us that hunt now, and it's just getting exciting. October 1st cannot come soon enough, that is for sure. So this year, in my state land spots, I've decided to go completely old school. I have cell cameras, I have regular trail cameras, and I'm not going to use them. I'm going to go hunt areas solely on scouting and sign that I find when I go out into the woods. I know it's kind of, public land is challenging as it is, just because the sheer number of people and all that stuff. But this year, I'm going to give it a try without any technology and just going in and hunting based on my knowledge of the woods and deer habitat and how deer live, what they feed on, where they sleep, where they get water from, contour changes, everything like that. Trails, scrapes, rubs. Just getting back to my roots and doing some deer hunting that way. I will be making videos on that process and taking you along on those hunts. I think it's important to show that side of hunting. You see all the time these days technology being used for deer hunting and scouting and everything like that. You have your really fast bows, you have your long range rifles and shotguns and muzzleloaders. Now you have your cell cameras and all sorts of other new age technology that has become available. And I'm not knocking it, but I feel like people need to take the opportunity to sit back, relax, and just learn the woods, learn the deer that you're after. How we did back in the day. I know when I started hunting in the early 2000s, none of this stuff was around. I remember my buddy Brandon and I each bought a trail camera. I think it was Wild Game Innovations. I don't remember, but they had regular old school camera film in them. You got 24 or 36 pictures depending on the size of the film that you bought, and they ran on, I think either C or D size batteries, so the big dogs, and you got 24 or 36 pictures, regardless if the wind was blowing a piece of grass around or a branch, or if there's a huge buck in front of you. You only got that many chances. And the crazy thing was to think of now, back then, you had no idea what you were getting on film until you went to the store, turned the film in, and then picked it up the next day. Or if you're highfalutin and bougie, you'd pay for the 1 hour photo. But yeah, it was fun. It was really cool. Like, the anticipation to see if your camera was in a good spot or not was ridiculous. I mean, luckily, film processing back then wasn't terribly expensive, and it was, every store had some place that you could bring film to get it developed. But yeah, we used them in our backyards. We were neighbors growing up. We lived three houses down from each other. 2 houses down. There's 2 houses in between where I lived and where he lived, and we had our cameras out back in the woods, and we'd put them out, and then a couple days later go check them, and of course it was the film was all used up, and there weren't any pictures left, so we'd have to go to the store or just refill another thing of film, and then once our pack of film was used up, we would go to the store and pay a few bucks to have them developed. Well, one day I decided to put it on my archery target. I had a 3D deer target at the time, and because it was getting knocked over, and so I put my film trail camera on the deer target, well, not on a deer target, on a tree next to the deer target, and lo and behold, that night I got this little 4-point buck just tearing the thing apart. It was early mating season, as you can imagine, and it was really cool to see that. But nowadays, all you have to do is go grab your memory card and throw it in your computer or in your card reader and see instantly what those pictures were. Or even more, you just have notifications sent to your phone across a cell signal, and you have all your scouting and security purposes of your pictures right there, available whenever you want, any time of day, any day of the week. And we just kind of take for granted that we didn't used to have it. I mean, there's kids out there and people out there that hunt now that don't know what that was like. And so I'm going to give that a try. Just going in, no trail cameras this year on state land. I have a good idea where deer are, and they're not that, they're tough to find, of course, because you got to figure out when they're traveling through, but it's pretty easy to find a deer trail or find an area that the deer are using. So hopefully I have great luck with that and some success, but we'll see. I'll definitely take you guys along for the ride. I'll have podcasts on it in the future, and I just want to show you guys and gals what it's like. Take you along. So we will see. Well, that's it for this episode of the Hunt, Fish, Live podcast. While you're waiting for deer season to begin, go check out my baits. There's links below. Send me a message, send me an email, dankbaitco@gmail.com, and get some ordered today. They really work. They work great. They hold up well, and the colors are fantastic. You will see for yourselves. Subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do. Thanks for the support, and thanks for listening.